All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the absolutely wild, fast-paced origin story of New York City's newest protector. We are going to look at the exact timeline and the extraordinary events that transformed an ordinary young boy into a symbol of absolute hope. If you've been following the accounts of what went down that day, you probably know the broad strokes, right? But honestly, seeing the exact sequence laid out really puts the sheer, terrifying scale of this event into perspective. So, picture this. It started out as a completely normal day in the city. People are grabbing their morning coffee, commuting to work, the usual grind. And then, out of literally nowhere, this mysterious energy storm just materializes, violently ripping open the sky above New York City. And right at the center of it, a giant blue portal just yawns open. You can imagine the absolute shock on the ground. One minute, everything's fine, and the next, the very fabric of the sky is tearing apart, plunging the whole city into immediate, absolute chaos. Which brings us to Section 1, Threat from the Sky, the invasion of New York. Because as we quickly found out, that portal wasn't just some freak weather anomaly. It was a doorway. Looking at the timeline here, moments prior to 0 hour, the energy storm appears. Then, boom, 0 hour hits and the giant blue portal opens up. And we're talking merely minutes later, an army of incredibly dangerous robots just starts pouring out, dropping straight down into the streets. The immediate aftermath was pure devastation. People are screaming, running for their lives, and the city falls completely into chaos. I mean, the speed of this invasion was staggering. Law enforcement didn't even have a second to react before these machines were swarming every avenue. Moving on to Section 2, Discovering the Crystal. A new hero steps forward. Now, right in the middle of all that overwhelming panic, someone completely unexpected actually moves toward the danger. A young boy named Arian. Now, get this, just a few days prior to the invasion, he had stumbled upon this mysterious crystal that basically gave him incredible, reality-defying powers. Suddenly, he's got the ability to fly through the air with total ease, and he can project these immensely powerful energy beams right out of his hands. Like, he barely even had time to figure out what was happening to him before the sky literally broke open. But despite having these powers for just a handful of days, his bravery was off the charts. Without a second of hesitation, Arian stepped right up to fight the invading robots. He didn't second-guess it, he didn't hide, he didn't run away, he leaped straight into the absolute thick of it, using his flight and his new energy beams to push back this massive mechanical swarm on the ground. All right, Section 3, Confronting the Machine, the portal's core. So pushing back the robots on the streets, that was really just treating a symptom. Arian looks up and notices that hovering high above them, inside the portal, is this massive machine. And this wasn't just some transport ship dropping off robots, no. It was a catastrophic device actively preparing to unleash a strike that would wipe out the entire city of New York in one single blow. Realizing the street fight was essentially just a distraction, Arian gathers every ounce of his courage, leaves the atmosphere, and flies directly into that terrifying blue portal to confront the weapon head-on. Talk about your ultimate mismatches. On one side, you've got this massive machine, cold, calculating, overwhelmingly powerful, and literally mere moments away from destroying millions of lives. And on the other side, you have Arian, a young boy fighting with absolutely everything he had. But he was so severely outmatched, and the physical toll of this fight was pushing him to the absolute brink of just giving up. He was completely exhausted. Which leads us to Section 4, A Father's Wisdom, the Turning Point. Right at his lowest point, when he's battered and ready to surrender to this overwhelming force, something incredible happens. The battle shifts from physical strength to pure internal resolve. As Arian hovered there, a memory surfaces. He remembers his father's words. A true hero protects others before himself. Just let that sink in for a second. In that crucial moment, it wasn't about how tired he was or if he could actually win. It was simply about the fact that the millions of people below him couldn't protect themselves. That single piece of wisdom fundamentally shifted his entire mindset, completely erasing his fear and replacing his exhaustion with this profound, selfless determination. And finally, Section 5, The Star Guardian, Victory and Legacy. Empowered by his father's memory, Arian taps into reserves he didn't even know existed. He unleashes absolutely all of his remaining energy into one massive, final, concentrated attack against the device. The impact of it creates this brilliant flash of light that completely fills the sky over New York, totally blinding everyone looking up. And then, boom, the machine violently explodes from the inside out, causing the giant blue portal to just permanently collapse in on itself. Just like that, the threat was neutralized. The city was saved. Down on the ground, that terrifying hum of the robots just completely dies out. As the smoke finally clears from the sky, the terrified citizens look up, suddenly realizing they survived. And there, hovering high above the city he just saved, is Ariane. The streets just erupt into a massive cheering crowd. They knew exactly who had just delivered them from the very brink of destruction. From that day forward, Ariane was no longer just some kid who found a magic crystal. He became known as the Star Guardian. This newly bestowed superhero identity meant he was the city's newest protector, forever ready to protect the innocent and fight for justice whenever danger threatened the world. He proved, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that his heart was every bit as powerful as his cosmic abilities. Star Guardian had incredible cosmic powers for sure, but as we just saw in this explainer, what actually defeated the machine wasn't just a powerful energy blast, right? It was the sheer selflessness behind it. It was that willingness to put others first when things got impossibly difficult. So, looking at his selfless choice, I'm going to leave you with this to think about. What makes you a true hero in your own world? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, keep looking out for each other.